Hello and welcome to my recipe plan with me. Today's recipe is a family favorite here at my house, and I am going to be planning for a creamy crock pot chicken and broccoli over rice dish. So I hope that you stick around if you're interested in seeing what is needed to prepare this dish. Now, I actually got this recipe off of Pinterest. So I would love for you guys to head on over and follow me on Pinterest. Check out my recipe boards and all my other boards that I have with some of my favorite things that I pinned on my selected boards. And I actually got this from picky-palette.com recipe. I absolutely love it. This recipe takes about 6 hours and 5 minutes to prep, get everything done, and completed and cooked. 6 hours and 5 minutes. But when I cook, it only takes me 3 hours and 5 minutes. Now, this recipe calls for 9 ingredients, but I really love this recipe because it's simple. It only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to get everything into the crock pot. So of course I'm here for it, and I'll explain the reasons why it will take me only 3 hours and 5 minutes to cook my dish in the time that I do. So now I'm just notating here with these little icons where I want to place all of my ingredients, and I do want to space them out just in case I want to add something there. And I will go over that with you as well. I will talk you through that. I should say I will talk you through the ingredients and also the instructions, because I don't know if you can see that or not, but I will also put the recipe down in the description box so that if you like this or if you would love to try this recipe, you'll be able to add this to your recipe planner. So the first ingredient, of course, would be your meat, which is 4 chicken breasts. I only use 3 because my crock pot only holds 3 chicken breasts. And then you would need about 6 cups of broccoli florets. I only use 2 to 3 cups. That's just my preference as far as how much broccoli I would like to have. And then I also use 14 ounces of cheddar soup, 14 ounces of chicken broth, and 14 ounces of cream of chicken soup. And then I also use half a teaspoon of Cajun Seasoning and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. And then my dairy, I would have 1 cup of cheddar cheese, and that will be shredded cheddar cheese, and then 1 cup of sour cream. So those are the things that you would need to prepare this awesome simple dish. And then next I will be going over the instructions, which would be instruction number 1, and this would just be prepping all of your, I call them your wet ingredients. You will be putting in all of your soups, your chicken broth. Then that's when you'll add in your seasoning, which is your Cajun and your garlic salt, into your crock pot over low heat. And then you will, but I put it in a bowl off to the side. I put all of that into a bowl separately. I whisk that all together until it's nice and smooth, and then I place it into my crock pot. But of course, I have my crock pot already at a desired temperature, and then I will add that over that, and then I will add my uncooked chicken, and I keep my chicken breast whole, and I press my chicken breast to the bottom of the crock pot so that all of those soups and the chicken broth would cover the chicken, and then I will cover the lid, and then I will cook that on high for 3 hours. But if you want to leave and do other things, you can cook it on low for 6 hours, but I cook it on high for 3. And then next up, once the chicken is cooked to your desire, I like mine cooked thoroughly. I take a fork and I take the chicken out of the crock pot, and I place it on a plate, and then I shred them with 2 forks, or some of us use mixers, whatever you want to use, knives or whatever. You will just shred your chicken, all 3 or 4 of your chicken breasts. You'll shred them into bite-sized pieces, And then you will add the chicken back to your crock pot along with the gravy, or as I like to call it, the gravy, the soups. You will add the chicken back into that, back into your crock pot, and then that's when you can add in your broccoli and your sour cream to the crock pot. And then again, I still have it cooked on high for 3 hours, and then I cover the lid up again for another hour and a half, or until my broccoli is nice and soft. You can probably steam your broccoli beforehand, but my broccoli is thawed or somewhat frozen, and I just throw it in there until it's nice and soft to my desired texture. And then once you add the broccoli and the sour cream and everything, you can serve this over steamed rice, or you can put pasta. You can add pasta to it. I typically use rice. And then once you do that, you can garnish it with cheese, that shredded cheddar cheese. If you would like, you don't have to, but I like to do that, add the cheese. My family loves when I kind of garnish it with the cheese, so that's what I do. And so don't forget to follow me on Pinterest to see what other things I've pinned on there. This is where I get all of my recipes, and I'm glad that I'm able to share this with you guys and bring this to you on my channel, and I hope that you thoroughly enjoy it. And if you do see any other recipes on my board and I haven't yet did a recipe plan with me, or if you want me to do a cook with me video on that, please let me know down in the comment section. I'm loving to bring new content to my channel. And so here is my finished spread. I love it. I hope you enjoy it, and it's very simple. I probably won't be doing a whole lot of deco to my recipe plan with me's, or on my recipe planner. It's just basically just pen to paper, because I think this would be easier for me to go to my recipe planner, flip through, look at my ingredients that I would need when I have to do meal planning, versus having to go through my phone, go to Pinterest, figure out what I want to cook. And I just think it'd be easier if I just go ahead and get it off of my phone, write it in my recipe planner, write it down, and that way I can have it and share with my girls when they get older, to let them know that this was one of their favorite dishes, and maybe they can try it as well for their family. And one thing that I just did here, I just went ahead and just wanted to put on here where I got this recipe from, so that it could be like a quick reference to for me in the future if I maybe want to go back and check out other recipes from the picky-palette.com recipe website. I would thoroughly like to go back and review some of the recipes from there. Sorry for that pause. But I'm loving how this came out. And again, this recipe can feed about 6 with the desired ingredients. It will feed about 6 people. I am a family of 5, but I do have 2 smaller children that typically don't eat as much, so it will last us, and we will have leftovers. So I do like that. But this probably will last us about, probably about a day or 2, because we will have it for leftovers. So before I go, I wanted to thank all of my Tea Party squad for stopping by. If you are new to my tea party, or if you've been watching a few of my videos and have not yet clicked that subscribe button, I hope that you do consider clicking that subscribe button really soon, but no pressure. I hope that you enjoy my content as well.